is Nurul Hayat binti Azhar. I will explain you about chapter 2, demand and supply. So here, what is demand and law of demand? Demand can be defined as the ability and willingness to buy specific quantities of goods in a given period of time at particular price, ceteris paribus. Law of demand states that other things being equal, the higher the price of a good, the lower is the quantity demanded. There are 7 determinants of demand. First, tastes and preferences. Taste refers to the general preference of a population or a particular individual. Fashion, advertising, and new product can influence consumer preferences to buy particular good or service. Second, expectations of buyers. This is regarding the effect on demand in the present when consumers anticipate future changes in prices of goods. Third, innovation and technological progress. With the intensive and extensive research and development done in the business world, new products and innovative products keep entering the market. Fourth, seasonal factor. Different products will be demanded at different festive seasons. Fifth, income. Normal goods. Any good for which there is a direct relationship, positive relationship between changes in income and its demand curve. Interior goods. Any goods for which there is an inverse relationship, negative relationship between changes in income and its demand curve. 6. Prices of related goods. Complementary goods. A good that is jointly consumed with another good. There is an inverse negative relationship between the price change for one good and the demand for the go-together good. Substitute goods. A good that competes with another good for consumer purchases. There is a direct positive relationship between the price change for one good and the demand for its competitor goods. Last one is number of buyers. The number of buyers can be specified to include both foreign and domestic buyers. If the number of buyers increases, the demand curve shifts rightward. Conversely, when the number of buyers decreases, the demand curve shifts leftward. Next is about changes in quantity demanded versus change in demand. Changes in quantity demanded refers to a movement along the demand curve. This is caused by a change in the goods owned, price alone, ceteris paribus. Expansion of demand and increase in the amount demanded. Contraction of demand, a fall in the quantity demanded. An upward movement along the curve would mean a fall in the quantity demanded. A downward movement along the curve means a rise in the quantity demanded. Now is changes in demand. Refers to a shift of the demand curve. This is caused by other factors and not by the price of the good. The demand curve shifts when any of the factors that affect quantity demanded other than the price of the good change. So next is what is supply and law of supply. Supply can be defined as the quantity of a good or service that will be offered for sale at a given price over a period of time in a given market, assuming other things remain the same. Law of supply states that as price increases, the quantity supplied will also increase, and conversely, when price falls, the quantity supplied will fall, ceteris paribus. Okay, now there are 7 determinants of supply. First, number of sellers. When the number of sellers increases, the quantity supply of a good increases. Conversely, when the number of sellers decreases, the quantity supply of a good decreases. Second, time period. The time period therefore affects supply. Third, government policies. Tax Some rubber-based products are essential for the use of frontliners equipment. Rubber supply in the market was also affected by political unrest and heavy rains in areas in Malaysia for tapping the rubber industry. In addition, the competition between the Malaysian rubber industry and other countries. This competition may lower the demand of rubber in Malaysia due to the possibility of shortage of workers. Related to the competition is also this is the competition between natural rubber and synthetic rubber, which has affected the demand of natural rubber because synthetic rubber is a substitute when there is a constraint of natural rubber supply. And now we go to the recovery of rubber industry. The products produced must be innovative, competitive, and global market oriented. The rubber industry must also be dynamic and progressive. For example, seismic rubber bearings have been adapted around the world. The applications of large buildings and structures such as bridges and buildings that can reduce the impact of earthquakes on the structure, thus saving many lives and property. To enhance its capabilities to ensure that the products meet their taste, needs, and demands of consumers both in the domestic and international markets. Some action taken during the recovery period from COVID-19, that is by doing productivity increase, should be carried out continuously through the production of quality plant material. As the country's agricultural land area is limited, this move will certainly be able to increase production. Upstream and downstream sector industry to increase the level of mechanization and automation of rubber production. In addition to value-added activities and new product development, we can also reduce dependence on foreign labor. So when there is a disaster like today, the rubber industry can control this situation calmly and manageably. Analysis about gradually opening up industry, especially rubber industry. The change in amount purchased rubber because most of the countries around the world gradually ease lockdowns and caused them to reopen their economies. So the factor that make demand increase because the number of buyers which they want rubber to process their product after for a long break closing their businesses and factory because of COVID-19. So here, shift on demand curve occurs. There are changes in other factors, but the price of the rubber remains constant. It will be shifting from D1 to D2, which means that increase in demand and the quantity from Q1 to Q2. That's all from me. Thank you.